Stories for Wise Children. The Three Crowns. If she closed her eyes, she could still feel the excitement coursing through her body. How her little heart raced and her eyes opened wide, straining to see light in the darkness. She could also feel the tiny body of her cousin beside her, trying to spot the three silhouettes in the shadows. Her grandmother's yard faced an old factory, and there, peering through the windows, they saw something move inside. Shadows in a place that had been empty for a long time. No one had been there for ages. But she was an obedient child, and her mother had told her to wait there with her cousin and watch. She'd said that this year they just might be lucky enough to see them arriving to leave their long-awaited gifts. She couldn't wait to discover what gifts she'd receive that year. She always asked for the same thing, a new doll to add to her collection and play with. Her cousin, however, didn't care much. Anything would do since nothing he owned ever lasted until the next Christmas. Their innocent little eyes, full of hope, tried to blink as little as possible. They didn't want to miss anything in a blink. Behind them, they could hear the rustling of paper, hurried footsteps, boxes being dropped, whispers. But they didn't pay attention to any of that. They were focused on that old, abandoned factory. Her cousin and she were lost in their task, focused entirely on looking beyond the three shadows that appeared in the factory window. Suddenly, something moved, and a glimmer of light illuminated the space visible through the factory window.
"Look!"
she cried.
"There!"
She grabbed her cousin's face firmly, as if that would ensure his eyes were pointed in the right direction. The glimmer split into three. Yes, she could see it clearly now. It was the three crowns.
"Do you see them?"
she asked her cousin, who hadn't blinked once. A faint whisper escaped his lips.
"Yes!"
And as quickly as a blink, those three glimmers disappeared. But she had seen them. Now she could tell all her friends that the three wise men were real. And no matter how many years went by, on that magical Epiphany night, if she closed her eyes, she could still feel the excitement of those two children who had seen, in the window of an abandoned factory, the glow of three crowns. And you know what they say? The story's done. The magic stays. Share a smile to brighten your days.